This is the quarantine edition of Astra'S World here on Pitbull's Globalization, and I've got my longtime friend Raquel Castro hanging out. What's up, girl?
How are you doing?
First of all, I have to say I am so proud of you and all of your accomplishments over all of the years that I've known you. It's like a whirlwind of excitement right now.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long road between the both of us because we first met when I did The Voice.
Yep.
At, what was it, I DJ Now, when I was doing
yep.
like a little like promo tour. That's so crazy. Yeah, so it's full circle now that I'm back on NBC and doing Songland.
I know. We're going to get into that in 1 second. Let's just start from a little background first, because one of my favorite things that I love to tell people about with you is that you started your entire journey next to two of like the hottest people out there, J.Lo and Ben Affleck. And I know they were dating. Actually, I know they were engaged, but you were on the movie Jersey Girl.
Yes, Jersey Girl. That was what set my whole career off. I was 7 years old when I did that. So it's been, again, like a long journey. I started acting when I was 4 years old. So I've been in the industry for 21 years now.
Wow.
Which makes me feel really old. Like I'm only 25, but I do feel, I'm like, it's been a long time. But Jersey Girl just is such a special place in my life and my heart. That opportunity, I mean, not many people have an opportunity like that. And I was just so lucky and blessed at such a young age. And I got to work with an amazing cast. And I wish I could be 7 to 9 year old Raquel right now, but 25-year-old Raquel seems to be doing pretty good too.
Have you actually crossed paths with either like J.Lo or Ben Affleck, in the past few years?
I've been getting that question a bit, and I wish. I love Ben Affleck. He felt like a second father to me on set, and I always said when I was a little girl, I knew that he was going to be such a great father, and I would love to just run into him again. I've actually had dreams where I feel like in ways I'm like manifesting it in my brain, where I just can't wait till the day that we get to just bump into each other randomly, and I'm going to be like, hey, remember me? And Jennifer as well. I've been putting it out into the universe that I really want to work with Jennifer Lopez again, whether it's on a musical aspect or just get to know her. And now that I'm older, be a friend almost. I love her. I love her career. She's just so, can I say ASS on air?
This is Sirius XM, girl.
She's so badass. Super Bowl, what she did for the Super Bowl. What is it called? I almost said intermission, but halftime. Sorry,
show.
The halftime show. She killed that. So I definitely would love to meet them again.
I mean, how cool would it be if you got an invite to the wedding? Because I mean, her and A.R, like, what do you think of them together?
I think Jennifer Lopez and A.R are just a match made in heaven. I'm so glad that they found each other. And, I think a lot of people talk about Jennifer Lopez's relationships and marriages and, her journey of love. But I really think that they just complement each other so well. And they're a power couple. They really, and I always look back and like see interviews of them and A.R talking about Jennifer, and you can't help but want that in a man. I mean, the way he praises her is just so amazing.
Well, you and I met when you were going on to The Voice. You were on Team Christina with Christina Aguilera, right?
Yes, Christina Aguilera. I was 16
Was that
years
season
old.
1?
It was season 1. Yep. We were the guinea pigs.
Where has the time gone?
They're in season, what? Is it 19 now they're finishing up, and then they're going into 20?
I can't even keep up with this. It's just all I know is it was so many years ago that it's just crazy. So obviously you were on The Voice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that when you actually found your voice?
So I've been singing since I was a little girl. So the first time that I've ever been in a studio, I was 4 years old, believe it or not. And
wow.
So it was just, I always loved music. I was always surrounded by it at a young age. In my household, my sister was always singing. My dad's a singer as well. And so I kind of grew up in that, and I always wanted to do that. Like when I saw Jennifer Lopez and Selena, I remember just like being glued to the screen and wanting to be on stage. And I knew the whole number that she did in the beginning of the film when she was in, Texas. And I just remember wanting to do that so bad. And then, it was a long, lots of ups and downs. And I started taking music more seriously when I was about 13, 14 years old. And I was working with like people here and there, just learning how to be in the studio. And then it was when I was 16 years old that was my first time performing in front of people, and that was my experience on The Voice. So it was definitely my first performance and my first time putting myself out there. As I got older, I mean, I remember listening to Norah Jones and having Norah Jones on karaoke. I learned how to sing in Spanish with Selena from, like, I had her karaoke tapes.
Wow.
And then, you know, once I was like a little bit older, I loved JoJo. She just had this crazy like R&B soul to her, and I wanted to sound like her so bad. And Christina Aguilera was a very big inspiration to me growing up.
How was that when you worked with her on The Voice, since you were inspired by her?
Yeah, I mean, that was just another crazy moment in my life and my career, because when I was little, I got to work with one of my biggest inspirations, which is Jennifer Lopez as an actress. And at 16, I got to work with one of my musical inspirations, which was Christina Aguilera. So when I got to sing on stage with her, doing Lady Marmalade, and it was just such a surreal moment. I'm like, how, like, thank you, God, for putting this into my life. Like, I've just been so blessed. So it's been crazy. And now I love like Amy Winehouse. I love really like funky, jazzy R&B melodies. And she's definitely been a big inspiration to help me after The Voice find my style of music and what I want to say.
I would say that your music is not just one specific genre. Like, I feel like when I listen to your music, you have a taste of a little bit of everything. It's eclectic, it's different. How would you describe your music?
Thank you. The way it's been just a crazy process of figuring out what exactly I want to say in my music, what I want it to sound like, how I want it to make people feel. And I think that the best way to describe it is it's just feel good sounds. I'm very into simplicity, and like, you know, the original version of Wrong Places that I sang on Songland was stripped down, just me and guitar. And I feel like that's where I feel most confident singing and expressing the song and connecting with it. A lot of the stuff that I'm writing now has that R&B jazz influence. But then there's also things as a songwriter that I write. I love writing country music. I've been writing a lot of pop music, definitely a lot of R&B. So I always say with my music, it's like every day I wake up and I don't put the same outfit on. Some days I want to be sexy. Some days I want to be, you know, girly. Some days I want to be a tomboy, you know, so I would never want to put my music into a box, because it's just in my brain unrealistic. So yeah, I think a lot of my music is just very relatable. That's my first priority with sharing a story. I want people to be able to relate to the experiences that I've been through personally, and hear things that can maybe help them get through whatever they're going through, like it helped me.
One thing I know that you've definitely been through personally is you've gotten, and this goes for a lot of people out there too, you've gotten a lot of no's, and then you finally just got your yes.
Yeah.
Which happened on Songland 2 weeks ago. All right, let's talk about this. You were on the show, you were pitching a song to her. And I have to tell you, when I was hearing you singing that song, I remember when you posted that song on your Instagram page, probably well over a year ago or so.
Yeah, that was right when I wrote it.
Yeah, I fell in love with it then, but I fell more in love with it when I actually heard you performing it. First of all, how long ago was the show taped? Because clearly social distancing.
Yes, thank God we were able to film everything before, you know, the whole coronavirus happened, the pandemic. But it was filmed mid-January in LA. Actually, my mother took my songs and went online and sent them out to Songland in hopes that they would maybe hear something in them. And that was without my knowledge at first. And then once they did show interest, she was like, okay, well, this is what I did.
Wow.
So it was really cool, just because I think because I started at such a young age, and like you said, I've received so many no's in my life. You know, when I was little, I was very lucky and I was very blessed. But after that, there was a lot of downtime where, you know, with acting, and I've done things here and there, and it's been keeping me on this journey, which has been great. But there has been a lot more no's than there has been yeses.
But you can't let that deter you, clearly.
Exactly. And it almost did stop me, and my mom put it out there, and I'm just so lucky and happy that she did that, because they did show interest in songs. And then when I found out that they chose Wrong Places, it was kind of like boom, 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 fly out to LA. And then I did it. And honestly, going into it, because of all of those question marks that I've had in my head, and because I almost lacked in that confidence as a songwriter, I didn't think I was going to win. You know, like I definitely could hear her singing it, but I'm just like, this is too good to be true.
That moment that you were actually performing for her, because I saw her facial expressions. I saw how she was like she was vibing to it hard.
Yeah.
You know, and I listen, no disrespect to any of the other singers, because their songs were absolutely amazing too. I don't even know how she was able to choose just one person. I would be like, I gotta choose everybody, you know, but to be completely honest with you, yours stood out so much. I'm just wondering, being that you basically now were her songwriter for that song, but that was coming from a personal place in your life, do you feel that she delivered it the way that you wanted it to be delivered?
When I heard her sing Wrong Places for the first time, it was after the episode had aired. And it was just, I had tears running down my face, because it was the first time that I've ever heard somebody else sing lyrics that I've written from just such a vulnerable place in my life. So she was, you know, she was not only telling my story, but she was also telling her story and making it her own. And I think she did that so beautifully. And I love her version. Like it gives me that like Lauryn Hill, Keisha Cole, 90s R&B, like I really connected with it.
Has she reached out to you at all to want to work with you on any more upcoming songs?
Well, she did slide into my DMs, and I was so excited.
What did she say?
She just told me congratulations, and I should be so proud of myself. And then after the episode aired, she reached out to me again and asked if I wanted to do Instagram Live with her. And I was like, yes, absolutely. And then we ended up singing. We chatted for a little bit, and we ended up singing Wrong Places together. She actually posted that on her YouTube page, so you can still check it out.
Oh,
it was quite the experience.
I can't stop watching it. I can't. I love it.
It was such a good time, and she just has this beautiful old soul, and it's just like, I have so many other songs that I would love to work with her on, and she's a writer herself, so I know she could definitely take it to another level as a writer and also as a vocalist, and I really think that we would work very well together.
Now it's crazy, because I actually went on her Instagram page when she posted the video doing your song, and I was checking out all the comments, seeing everybody. I mean, Ty Dolla $ign commented.
I saw that.
I also saw that she had shared a reply from, I believe it was Dinah Jane from Fifth Harmony.
I didn't see that.
Okay, I saw that. I think that she had like the emoji of like the crying, like the tissue, like she was like really emotional over it.
Yes.
What other celebrities have slid in your DMs to either congratulate you or to say, hey, listen, let's do something?
Well, you may know her. She's very well respected as a songwriter. Her name's Sasha Sloan, and she's an artist herself. She's released like music, and she actually commented on one of my posts and was like, I love this song. And she was actually someone that I was listening to last year during this whole crazy mental, emotional battle that I was dealing with when I wrote Wrong Places. So that was a really cool moment for me. And then the producers like Shane reached out to me, and Ryan followed me on Instagram, and I was, I've been connecting with Esther a lot as well. So it's just been really cool to see the response from them, but also the response from people around the world. Like her fan base they've been making covers of the song, and it's just so crazy to see so many different people put their own flavor onto something that I've written a year ago. Like it came out of my diary pretty much. It is like mind-boggling.
So surreal, right? So surreal.
Yeah, it really is. But it's just been so heartwarming, and I'm really just excited for this next chapter.
Well, I know singing is your passion, but after this experience, would you be down to just be a songwriter, or are you looking to still handle both?
Yeah, you know what? There's been so many different points in my career of uncertainty and trying to figure out what my purpose was. And I think what makes me feel the best is songwriting. When I can sit down and channel my thoughts and feelings into a song, there's just no other feeling like that. And whether it's me singing that song or having somebody else take that song and make it their own and still share that story and that message, I think that's what's most important to me. And I think it's always been that. I've always wanted to just share a story and give my perspective on things and relate to people. So I would love to just be a songwriter. Honestly, in a way, at this point in my life, I'm 25 years old. And as much as I would love to do the artist thing, it's not number one priority anymore. I feel like for the person that I am, I'm very low key. I don't really it's hard for me to put myself out there sometimes in certain ways. The only way that I feel vulnerable is through my music and my writing. And I feel like as a person that career path would fit me a little bit better.
Awesome. And speaking of vulnerability, I mean, you wrote this song when you were going through a breakup. You were at your most vulnerable state. And I gotta say, that's when you get your best material, when you're going through some sort of a heartbreak. I mean,
they always say that. They're like, you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, well, maybe, I don't know. And they're like, well, break up with him if you do. We need some more material.
That's what people said about Adele. They're waiting for her album to drop because they were like, there's going to be some bangers in that one.
Yeah. Oh, wait, so she was just going through a breakup?
She went through a divorce.
I didn't know that. See, I'm like so out of touch with, I didn't know that. I know she had a baby.
Yeah,
right?
and now they're going through a very bad divorce. So the music is going to be incredible.
Oh man, wow, that's gonna be like 2 bottles of wine sitting in my living room with candles on, listening to it.
But of course, everyone's dying to know, what is your relationship status? I mean, because you're looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yes, definitely a year ago when I wrote Wrong Places, I felt that way. And since then, I'm just kind of moving forward and figuring out my own life. And I think I've just been so blessed with this opportunity. So I'm ready to, keep trucking along, moving forward and putting that love into myself, because that's the right place at the end of the day. You want to put that love back into yourself. And I guess you'll find out more when I release more music.
We've been chatting with my girl, Raquel Castro, winner of 2 weeks ago's Songland. She pitched a song to her, the song Wrong Places, which P.S., I've been seeing a lot of Wrong Places challenges going on all over Instagram.
Yeah, Esther Dean started that. Like a bunch of people have been doing like covers, and it's just been so cool to see everybody put their own little style to it. It's been awesome.
How does it feel to know that the world's like accepting your song and putting their own little twist onto it and wanting to actually hear what they have to give you?
It's a whole nother appreciation, because people will hear me sing and they'll put comments, on Instagram videos that I've done, and I'm always singing somebody else's song and making it my own. So now the roles have reversed, where now I wrote a song that other people are covering and making their own. And just to hear people share their experience and how the words have helped them and how they relate to it, it's just a whole nother feeling. It's so different than anything I've ever experienced.
Well, I want you to do me a little favor right now.
Yes.
I want
anything for you.
Oh, thank you. I want you to sing us a little clip of your song that you wrote for her. Well, actually, that you wrote for you, but that her actually loved so much that she wanted to take it on.
Yeah. All right.
I want to hear it from the songwriter herself. So can you give us a little bit of it?
Yes. All right. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for us in all the wrong faces. I'm always looking for lust when I'm wine drunk and faded. Looking for love, I think we should make it. I've been feeling lonely. Hold me, tell me that you think I'm pretty. Show me how to love, and then show me how to love again. Oh,
Your song gives me chills every single time.
Thank you. I get scared just thinking now after her sang it. I'm like, damn.
Girl, own it. You made it. She loved it. She just gave her version of it. But the two of you together are freaking fire.
Thank you. I'm so excited, and I love her version. I'm so grateful, and hopefully we get to do more music together. Maybe we'll do a feature one day. That would be sick.
That would be amazing. So now the song is out on all platforms. Everyone can pick it up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it's on Spotify, Apple Music, She has it on YouTube as well. She did her acoustic cover, but you can also listen to the audio on YouTube. So it's everywhere.
And before we let you go, where can your fans or your new fans that are listening find you? Because I know you're all over social media.
Yeah, so I think the best outlet to follow me on would be Instagram. It's at Raquel X Castro.
What is the X?
My day-to-days.
Is the X
you know what?
Wrong places? X?
Yeah. I don't know where the X came from. That happened when I was 18. And when I wanted to change, like, this is an honest moment, when I wanted to change my Instagram name just to Raquel Castro, someone had already had it. So I actually slid into their DMs and was like, hey, like, do you want to switch usernames? Because I would love to have my name. I know it's your name, but maybe, you know.
X marks the spot on every single song that you're going to be doing.
There we go. That's a good perspective.
Thank you so much for hanging out on the quarantined edition here on Astra'S World, since we're all working from home, and at least we're able to be comfy, right?
Yeah, we can just dress from the waist up, and I can wear sweatpants and chill out. It's really cool.
You'll ever know. Well, listen, make sure you keep us posted on what you have coming up next. We can't wait to hear some of the new music and any other celebrities that you're going to be working with, songwriters or artists or singers or anything, movies, whatever you're up to, let us know, because we want to stay on top with you, because you are like the it girl. You're the one to watch.
Thank you so much, Astra. It means the most to me. And yeah, we have some cool stuff in the works, so I'm excited for what's next.